Hi, welcome to this part of my review featuring the Monster Wrangler core rulebook. If you haven't seen the other parts of my review featuring this tabletop RPG, where you raise and train monsters and fight with them, please check out the playlist in the description below. This time we are going to continue with the Chosu Almanac, starting with Sargaros. Sargaros occupies a very dry portion of the continent, with little precipitation carried south across the mountains and hills. It's only the presence of several decent-sized rivers that makes the country relatively livable, though access to water has become more available with the advent of modern irrigation technologies. Unlike its neighbors, Sargaros openly welcomed the Majul Empire into its borders. When the Majul Empire collapsed, a number of Majul aristocrats fled to the desert nation and set themselves up as a government in exile. Over the next decade, these exiled aristocrats essentially seized control of Sargaros from its monarchy in a bloodless coup. The young queen Marjorie Cortez, in a break from her parents and grandparents, is an outspoken proponent of government reform and has been quite vocal in declaring her desire to restore power to the monarchy. Sargaros' sunny weather and the clear water of its coasts make it a surprisingly popular tourist destination in the modern era, and much of the country's income revolves around tourism. Concerning geography and wildlife, Sargaros is primarily a desert nation. Hedeket are the alpha predators of the barren deserts, and one of the primary concerns for any travelers in the region, alongside fresh water and shelter from the beating sun. Armathists are also notable desert residents, and the polished gemstones that they leave in their wake are a constant lure to would-be treasure hunters. When it comes to adventure hooks avoiding spoilers, as the player characters are enjoying a beautiful vacation, they overhear plans to assassinate a very important person. Perhaps a plague has struck Sargaros, and the only treatment is a very specific cure. Then we have Amoria. Historically, Amoria has never been a particularly significant country. Its residents lived primarily along the coasts, as the nation's interior was heavily forested and infested with monsters. In the modern era, scenic roads crisscross Amoria, connecting the two coasts with the fortified villages that exist as havens of civilization within the sprawling forests. Monsters are an integral part of Amoria's industry, from the aforementioned monster ranches or the villages, to the various region-wide battling tournaments that are hosted by the AMBA. Amoria is governed by an elected council, with each settlement in the region allotted a certain number of representatives, based upon population. When it comes to geography and wildlife, Amoria is a study in stark contrasts. The coasts are heavily urbanized and settled, while the nation's forested interior is largely untamed wilderness, dotted with the occasional fortified village or monster ranch. Amoria's forests are home to a large variety of monster species, with Herg, Carnoids, and Vespark being the most numerous. Amoria also has a healthy Scovine population. Concerning adventure hooks without spoilers, a logging operation has ground to a halt after the workers accidentally disturbed a very dangerous nest. Or perhaps a local monster rancher is facing bankruptcy due to the customers returning merchandise. And this concludes this part of the review. In the next part we are going to continue with the other nations. I like how Sargaros is presented as this desert, slightly hostile area that is, there isn't too much access when it comes to water and there are many predators. However, because of this very danger, this is also a very popular tourist spot, so there is a certain dangerous attraction to it. The history about the Majul Empire and the aristocracy is also worth exploring when it comes to fashioning or creating an entire campaign. Concerning Amoria, this place looks a bit more hospitable, a bit more welcoming, and with the presence of multiple villages, monster ranches, and the AMBA, This is the perfect place to have some sports-focused adventures and campaigns. Maybe you want to be the very best. You want to compete in these tournaments and events. Thank you for watching this part of the review, and thank you for your likes and your comments. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. And remember, it is better to roleplay and fail in character than not to roleplay and fail as a player. Once again, thank you, and see you later.